Your love's like a battery charging my heart right now. And oh, you left all the things you had, but not just found. And I know you had to go, but left me not to know. Like a snake's tongue is stung, but I had to show.
So now we've won 3 leagues. We've never had a trophy given to us on the game.
What, on the day?
There's 3 different reasons.
Do you remember? Which leagues are they?
We won the under-16s COVID.
Yeah.
Get that as our points per game. Yeah. South Wales Youth League. The final game is Pontyclean. Winner takes all, basically. We won that here.
Oh, so they knew the champions would be here that day?
They were watching the game. So we were waiting afterwards. Is there any trophies? Oh no, we'll get them and we'll send them. You're fucking kidding me.
You want something to lift, don't you?
And then we won the league. Well, say we won the league, obviously, and there was that infamous fucking appeal process, which I upset a lot of people.
So that went on last summer. So we heard like, you could see the rumblings of it all. I remember messaging you at the time, and we were like, let's wait till the appeals are done before we ever even talking about it here. But what exactly happened then? So you've won the league.
This is, you're talking about an early thing. It's happened in January, right? The game against Unstable.
Yeah.
So the referee turns up. Oh, don't know him. Didn't recognise him. Some of the boys knew him because he played for Bargoed. So we saw him, the replacement referee said, fine, no problem. So game kicks off. Was it 5, 6 minutes? Their player hacks down one of our players. Down, blows for the free kick. Great, no problem. So I was sent to the half, shouts, it's got to be a caution. Which, okay. So he turns around, cautions my player.
For asking for the caution.
For asking for the caution.
That's the way games go in, isn't it?
I thought, fuck, you're going to manage that.
Yeah.
So what does the player do? You can't caution me for that. Oh. Second.
Have another one.
Red. What the fuck. So we have a free kick, we score. So we're 1-0 up.
Yeah.
So, fuck that. So we're going back and forth. 2-0 up, comfortable. I don't think they're attacking at all.
Right.
So they then again attack. They go past one player, he dives in, player goes past him, beats another, shoots out, keeper saves it, puts it on for the corner. Referee blows. I said, someone's fucking said something now. Goes over to the boy that dives in. Red card. So I'm on the side. I said, what the fuck have he said to him now? I go, what the fuck do you say? Nothing, he said. So what are we fucking sent off for? He said, denying a goal scoring opportunity. I said, what? I said, fuck's sake.
How do you cope with that, with your background? Because obviously Ben Stitfall's our mate, and he struggles with it.
It's fucking difficult. This is the worst game I've ever seen by an official, ever.
Wow.
So we're down to 9. Right? So before that, there was a back pass, and he'd come across and he shouted out secretary, go and deal with the supporter down there. All the supporters shouted was, ref, that's a back pass. He said, I'm not taking that abuse. I mean,
abuse?
What?
He wants to ref one of my games.
And there was a gang of women behind me, like, just cackling. Not even watching the football, cackling. So they were giggling about something. So when he's coming over telling us about this abuse, and he said, I'm reporting him. I said, who? He said, all them women. I said, they haven't said anything. He said, yep, they're abusing me, they're laughing at me.
They're probably not even watching the game.
They weren't. And they weren't, honestly. So fucking, so we're 2-0 now, so I'll do another change. And fucking hell. I said, right, just fucking defend. I said, we'll stay in our own half. I said, they're not attacking, we're controlling the game. So one of the boys goes through, nothing happens, the player gets it off in back pass. So he says, my striker turns around and says, ref, that's got to be a back pass. Come here. Yellow card. Sindin. I don't know what the fuck is going on. I said...
I got the old blue card out.
I thought someone is taking a piss.
Were you looking round for the wind-up?
I'm losing it. I'm saying, who's gone? I said, some fucker's going to tap me on the shoulder now, saying, got you. I said, real? I said, what the fuck? But it was in your back. I said, I know. I said, for fuck's sake, nobody say a thing. So we're down to 8.
Yeah.
So we're down to 8. So I said, just fucking have the ball, fucking launch it.
Yeah,
I said,
just kick it anywhere.
I said, fucking 20 minutes to go. I said,
yeah.
he'll be back on now in fucking 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So we're going on. So with that, we're in our own half. So one of the boys fucking just pings it over him. We've got some quick lads here. Fuck this. He runs through, fucking gets the ball, beats him. As he's running towards the keeper, goes past the keeper, bang, chucks it, scores a goal. We were going fucking 3-0, 8 players.
So the 8. So it wasn't even when the 9 came back on. So this is 8.
He hasn't come back on yet. So we're on 8 players. So we're 3-0 up. So it turns like that. The defender for Unnesbull turns on, bang, to one of our players. So I said, ref! Fucking sugar, ref! And he's, runs up. I was right, fucking ass. Oh, for fuck's sake, stay away. And in all fairness to Unnesbull, they grabbed him, pulled him away.
So it didn't escalate.
There was one punch, and that was it. Right? That was it. So I'll wait and see what he's doing now. I said, fuck for that. I said, 10 against 8 now, you.
Yeah.
And that's all. So he calls our player over Cav, red card in. What the fuck?
Well, he should have got his face out of the way of that fist. That was really irresponsible.
Honest to God.
Red card for the punch and being punched.
Right, you got punched,
Wonderful.
you didn't throw a punch. You went like that, and 100% you went like that. And I said, well, in the appeal, I said I fucking put everything that I've ever achieved in football. That's all he's ever done. There's no punch thrown.
Yeah.
So we're down to it. He sends our player off, sends their player off. So our captain, because it said, ref, what's going on?
Oh, I know what's coming, yeah?
What's
Second
going on?
yellow.
What's going on? So no, he didn't say anything to the captain. And he said, right, picks the ball up. I'm abandoning the game for the fighting, for the abuse. I'm giving the game to Unnesbull 3-0 win.
Which you can't do.
I went, what the fuck? So the sin bin and the abandoning of the game is 17 minutes.
Yeah.
He's still on the side. I'm asking him, when's he going on? For at least 6-7 minutes before he abandoned the game. And he didn't even fucking record it. Wasn't even on comment.
Wow.
So he's abandoned the game.
Do you know, there was one, you're like this now, because obviously you're on the other side and you're coaching now. There was one the other week, obviously I get to hear about it because he was landing me. So there's a player correctly in the sin bin, call it 7 minutes before half time. Or 5 minutes before half time. Anyway, 5 minute stoppages are played in the first half. So you would think now we're probably seconds away once the second half commences. He's coming back on. So against it, asks him how long has he got left in the sin bin, expecting 22 seconds or something like that. And he says 5.5 minutes. And Ben's gone, well, he's already, you sent him to the sin bin in the 40th minute and you've played 5 minutes. And he went, no, the added time doesn't count. And these people are getting money for this.
Well, when I was at the sin bin, I shouted. I said, ref, how long? He said 7 minutes. I said, no, how long left? He said 7 minutes. Man, he's fucking been off for 7. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And I said, you'll be
At
on
that stage, it's not worth it, is it?
Nah, I said to everybody, don't say a word. We're not saying, yeah, but don't say anything. We're not saying, yeah, but just shut up.
Yeah.
That's what you've got to say to him.
There's a referee he's a Lions League. He got promoted somehow. There was a game last year where I'd come across him a couple of times, and I said to the lads, I was like, right, last thing, guys, we don't normally mention the ref, but this guy, king of the blue cards. I said, so here's the simple instruction from us to you today. Don't speak to him. Don't look at him. Don't even look in his direction. And the opposition ended up having about 3 or 4 red cards and 3 or 4 blue cards during the game, and it was a farce of a football match. But they were literally just looking at the floor, our guys, not even glancing in his direction.
It's difficult
And
for players.
it's sad though, isn't it? Because it's a passionate game, and when you get the odd one like that. But so, what was the outcome anyway? So it went on and on and on, and appeals and all of this.
Yeah. So when the appeal, lost the appeal. Well, the Zoom meeting first. That's the end thing now, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you do the Zoom meeting.
It was less personal. You don't have to actually face you, don't
So I went to ask the question. Yep, you can't ask questions. I said, why? Nope, you're not here to ask questions.
How can you appeal then?
I said, so our secretary was there talking, and he said, Brian, he said, they turned around and said, Brian, he said, you know the laws of the game. You raise your hands, there's a red card. I said, well, not really,
Yeah.
Brian. I said, it's not. I said, that's not a red card.
Yeah, if someone's attacking you,
You know,
raise your hands.
So we lost that one, so I appealed it.
Just on that matter of law, right? So they're obviously hanging you out to dry on the, the laws, if you raise your hands, it's a red card. So why is a push in a chest only a yellow card? Because that's raising your hands.
Well,
so surely he's guilty of, obviously I'm not there, I haven't seen it, but if what you're saying is he's done that,
to defend himself.
Surely that's a yellow card then.
But he hasn't even done that.
Yeah.
He's just done that because he didn't want punch number 2.
Yeah.
But in all fairness, the play was pulled away, so he couldn't have done the punch number 2 anyway.
Yeah.
But
so you appealed the appeal.
Yeah. And lost that one.
So what was the consequence of that, though?
Well, we lost the first appeal. Obviously, we lost, couldn't speak. So I appealed it, saying I wasn't allowed to present our case. So then it was a hearing down in one of the hotels down there. So went there, appealed again with FAW this time. So it was. Am I allowed to? Oh, I won't say their names. So they were them.
Well, you could say whatever you want. It's just whether you're happy for it.
Yeah, there was 3. There was 2 gentlemen and a lady on the appeal, and the lady's phone kept on going, which was weird because all our phones were switched off about it. So didn't ask a question, didn't ask a thing about anything. So we went through it all, and I said, look, the referee had a poor game. Went through everything. I said, at the end of the day, there was no need to abandon the game. I said the supporters were doing nothing. I was the girls laughing, and the guy with his dog shouting, that was a back pass. No foul abusive language, no insulting language. I said there was no fight. I said one punch doesn't dictate a fight.
No.
And I said, as per my report, and it's a bull, pull their player off to stop anything happening. And I said, credit to them.
Yeah.
And I said, why we're getting charged with failing to control the players, failing to control our supporters, I said, doesn't make sense. I said, because the red cards, 2 of them are incorrect.
It's the first time in my life, and probably the last time I'm ever going to say this, but isn't it a shame you didn't have a VO?
We got one this season for that reason. 100%. We bought one for this season, and that's for that.
Well, do you remember? You had it, didn't you, when certain things would get alleged that he'd said, and in the end he had to wear a microphone.
Yeah, I would. The last sort of year and a half, I was actually managing Welsh League level before I went to Land Remedy. I actually wore a little thing there, because the things that people don't need to make up what I'm saying on a touchline. What I say on a touchline's bad enough. Do you know, you don't need to embellish it. Just say what I actually say, and if I deserve to be yellowed or red, that's fair enough.
Managers are vocal anyway, mate. They're loud.
Of course they are.
We've always had a laugh with it when we're both in a dugout together, especially if it's a ref with no linesman. Half the time, when watching the game, you don't know which one of us has said to him. And I've said to him a few times, let's come on, I got this. It's like, well, that's fine, I'll take this. And sometimes I'll go, which one of us said it? And they're like,
I know people have done that period. For this club years ago, with Rhydyfelin.
But it's interesting to be talking to a former high-level referee about a scenario like that, because they do happen. And part of me is sort of thinking, I wish you didn't have the outcome you had, but I'm almost glad you went through it, because you could see that does actually happen.
Because
games like that.
Obviously we lost that one, so on the final one, I say final one because we were going to go as far as we could.
Yeah.
Because, and my statement was, for the integrity of the game of football.
Yeah, well, absolutely.
Because what happened on the referee's match report, which was changed on each hearing, didn't happen.
Yeah.
And I wasn't going to back down on that.
I know the feeling,
And I went all the way. And we had people giving us money to cover the appeal. I said, no. The club will do it. No, that'll help.
Yeah.
Because people were at the game and everything.
So what's the result of it?
So
because you've won a league.
Yeah.
So what's the consequence of... So what happened what was the final outcome, first, points-wise or anything else?
Well, if we'd lost... Right, if we'd lost, there's a South Wales FA rule in which the leagues have got to inherit, because I believe there's a rule book which all leagues have got to adhere to now.
Right.
So if we had lost, the ruling states that the guilty club are deducted 3 points.
Right.
And the other club get awarded 3 points.
Right.
So in the hearing with the independent arbitrator, he had...
Sorry. So you don't get no points and they get 3.
No, we have -3.
You get -3 and they get
for
3.
causing the abandonment of the game.
So there's if you were in some sort, if in a rivalry, that
Yeah.
you can literally have a 6-point swing in one match.
Yeah.
A literal 6 point.
Well, it was great because the arbitrator turned around and said, "Look, let me get this right now." He said, let's work out. He said, forget the exact minutes, just say 20 minutes. He said, Rhydyfelin are winning 3-0, and he said, comfortable by all accounts, and everybody's no problem. He says, so the game gets abandoned. So as this stands, Rhydyfelin got 3 points, and everyone went, yeah. So because they've alleged caused the abandonment of the game, so there's 3 points in one game. He said they lose the 3 points, and they get -3 points. So this game has now got a 6-point game. He said, but not only that, he said, we've got to give the 3 points to Ball. He says, so now we've got 9 points in one game of football. He said, who put that rule in? Who's done that? And he said, there's a South Wales FA rule. He said, I suggest that rule needs changing.
Yeah, but because it's a rule, they had to enforce it, did they?
No, because the arbitrator said, this is what we'll do. He said, you can have the guilty, players are guilty, not the supporters, because there was an admin error going from appeal to appeal by the South Wales FA. They forgot to put down the supporters.
Right.
So that was thrown out the window because they said, oh, do you mind bringing the supporters in for the hearing? I said, well, no. I said, because on this hearing it states just the players. I said, I automatically thought that you'd just
be disregarded.
Yeah, I didn't. I knew there was a cock-up somewhere.
Yeah.
But I'm obviously not going to tell them that. I said, no, it states the players. I said, so that's what we're going on. So we've done that. So he said, so what they said, basically, so you happy, we'll find you guilty. I went, right, it doesn't sit with me. It doesn't sit well with me. He said, what I'll state, he said, you will not have -3 points. He said, and Bull will not have your points, and you will have the 3 points for the league, for winning our game. Will you accept that? I said, yeah, because we win the league. And I said, yeah, that's fine. He said, okay, that's what I'm doing. And then he told us there and then.
So you win the game 3-0 and you got 3 points?
So we deservedly had the 3 points, which made us win the league.
Yeah.
Of course, that game took place in January. This hearing is in May. The league's finished.
Yeah.
They're waiting on the result of this hearing.
Yeah.
So like the last game of the season, I think it was Bargoed who were in, ironically, it was Bargoed. Ironically.
I don't know what you're alleging there, Russ.
So it was Bargoed. They won their last game.
Yeah.
So, because in their opinion, we were getting the -3 points, which, okay, that's what it says in the rule book.
Yeah.
So they'd won the league.
Yeah.
There was a member of the league there, the Taffy Rugby Valley League there, and and I know this is true, who told him, you've won the league, Rhydyfelin will get the -3 points. So they celebrated, as they did, and it's on all the social platforms, winning the league. And like I said to our boys, I said, it's not done. It's not done. You've done it on the pitch, I'll deal with it off the pitch.
Yeah.
I said, I'll promise you, I'll deal with it.
Yeah.
I said, because it's not right.
Yeah.
I dealt with it, and then I was away. It was Champions League weekend. I was away watching that. And they played a cup final. We lost the playoff final to Brynner, deservedly. But then they played a cup final, lost. It was like after the Lord Mayor's show and everything. And they said, oh, congratulate Cascade on winning the cup. And they said, oh, you better have your league trophy. Well, can't just chuck it in the box. No, you've got to have it. So midweek we've lost the playoff final. Then we've lost a cup, which is understandable, And then they've got to go, let's collect the win, It's just, no, it wasn't right.
We had one.
It just wasn't right.
We had a similar game where it was winner take all with Llanrumney, with Aberfan for the, what is now, what's it called? It used to be Alliance League Division 2.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
One above the park.
And we had 2 games left, but if we beat Aberfan, as long as we didn't lose 25-0 the following week, we were champions, right? So we've won the game 1-0. And to be fair, the league did turn up with the trophy and the banner and all of that. But because we still hadn't mathematically done it, they said, nice bloke, the guy that gave it to me, like, genuinely nice fella. And he said, oh, listen, we're not going to come back down next Saturday. He said, so if we give you the trophy and the banner now, you can... So we presented it to ourselves the following week.
From university. And that was a laugh in itself, wasn't it, that game?
Yeah.
We had to not lose by 25 for the STM Old Boys. And when we turned up, they had 7 players.
Yeah.
But it was literally going, boys,
but it
just
was
play the game.
5 days before the cup final.
Yeah.
So we were just thinking like, oh no, don't 2-foot us now, because you know. But no, we got through. It was fine.
But when because obviously we won the appeal, because everything was like, you win the appeal, you play in the playoff, etc., etc. So it was like, it was changing week to week. And then, so when we won the appeal, we had the playoff date, and then it got cancelled because Taffy League put in an appeal against us having the 3 points.
Yeah, yeah.
And then they withdrew their appeal.
Because they probably were told they're not going to win.
Because they were told they're not going to win. So then we had the playoffs. We turns up the playoff, made an occasion of it, put 2 coach loads on, great, went down there. And the disappointing thing was, yes, we won the appeal. Yes, okay, it was against the South Wales FA. But not one person from the South Wales FA acknowledged us there. That was poor. That's not football.
Sadly, it'll also be a case of it won't be like, oh, it's gone now. You know, it's... Yeah.
Do you know what? This is not a criticism of anyone on any football association, actually. But as you probably know, like I work in the golf industry, and most golf clubs are owned by the members. So there's not like some guy that's got millions of pounds that owns it, like Donald Trump. And the problem is this is just human nature. Anytime you have anything in life where there's a power structure that someone can rise to the top of, I think it brings out the worst in people sometimes.
I think you're right.
And you know, football associations, rugby unions, they're all the same. You know, and sometimes the true you know, situations like that, lovers of the game are not necessarily the guys that end up in those positions.
Everything that we needed, and we had to find out off the officials, were all FAW appointed officials, because of they're going through the VAR, obviously, testing.
Yeah.
And in all fairness to them, if they weren't there, let's look for someone from Bryn and see if they can tell us what's happening.
Right.
Because we didn't have a clue. You know, and I thought, that's poor. You know.
Have you ever been to any finals though before with the South Wales FA or anything like that? It's not just South Wales FA, the Alliance League and things. Have you been to cup finals with them before as a team participant?
No,
because I'm hoping here I can make you not take it as personally. When we got to the final of the South Wales FA Cup, it was up at Treforest, right?
We've talked about this before.
Like, listen, Lawrence Badman I've known a long time, and Lawrence does great work up there, obviously. So this is not like degrading Treforest at all. But is that really a cup final venue? That surface, you know, it's tiny more than anything. So anyway, we get up there. So all day, I'm working in Wiltshire at the time, right? Lawrence Badman's on the phone to me all day. He's like, this pitch is underwater. This is not going to be on.
Rhydyfelin and I went up there. We're literally ringing him. Like, my phone's like he's lashing down with rain. Ben's literally saying, Moggs, there's a river running through the middle of the goal area.
So this is happening all day. And fair play, Lawrence and a couple of the guys up there, they were actually out sweeping it. So if it stopped raining, they'd go out and they'd sweep the water. And, you know, it might make it, and then more rain would come down. And they were on the phone, fair play to them all day, to the South Wales FA, saying, guys, you've got a problem here, right? So anyway, one of them who lived round the corner appeared in the car park, got out of the car and stayed on the tarmac, looked out onto the pitch, and from that level couldn't see any of the surface water. And went, we'll leave it to the referees. So now both clubs get coaches that they cost hundreds of pounds, don't they, right? And neither of us were big clubs. Coaches in there. And I arrive on this coach, walk out onto the pitch. This puddle's that deep, like 10 metres long, right? And it was Kevin Morgan was one of the refs, right? So we're stood on the pitch, and Kevin Morgan and the other 3 walk out. And as they were walking towards us, I'm just looking, I'm sorry, Kev, I don't know why you've wasted your time. It was unbelievable. But then when we went back a week or 2 later, whatever, a week later for the rescheduled final, it was they had a bag of footballs, and somebody sitting on the gate. You know, when we were in the semi-final of the League Cup with the Alliance League, it was down at Ely Rangers, and obviously Ely's a nice little ground, isn't it? But it's obviously surrounded by trees and everything else, and they've said to the teams, "Oh, you got to bring your own footballs." And then, of course, balls are going here, there, and everywhere, and it's not our home game, so you wouldn't have committee people going to get footballs.
That's right there.
So after about half an hour, both teams have run out of footballs because they're in bushes and they're out on the road and all of this. And the linesman comes down and said, "Well, you better find another ball or I'll abandon the game." And like, we're the participants, and it's our problem to produce footballs. So we gave them scathing feedback, and to be fair, they put it all right in the final. But it was just like, how, guys, this is your match. It's not ours. It's not Treforest. It's your match.
I think I was done. I watched that game.
Penalties it went to.
Yeah, I watched that game.
Treforest brought a great crowd. They were brilliant.
I watched that game.
So I find that it's not through anyone in any of these associations, I don't think, going, fuck them. It's just they don't run football matches like clubs do every week. So I don't think it occurs to them that this is our final and we're charging people to come in. So when that ball goes over the fence, it's actually our problem. They just, the clubs will sort it. And in some venues, it's easy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like when we had a semi-final here, that's easy. A ball goes over there, we'll go and get it. But when it's Ely Rangers and it's gone over a fence onto a cricket ground, someone's got to go and get it. You know?
It was me, maybe just me being. But for me, I thought, no acknowledgement. Well done, lads.
Yeah,
Fine, no
it's the whole thing with the welcome, isn't it? When you think of how hard you've had to work all season, it doesn't take a lot to be there to welcome someone and go, "This is your dressing room. These are your balls." You know, and that whole.
I
thing,
upset a lot of people. I know that just by pursuing it because I wasn't letting go. And I know
But that's the point, though. Is that again? It's not a South Wales FA thing. This is sport in general. But I was brought up in your word against the referee, save your money. Do you know what I mean? That type of thing, and that, like that never sat well with me. So I have gone to appeals, and I have won appeals because I'm thinking, no, I got evidence, yeah.
I said, I'm not having to go to the referee.
Yeah.
I said, I'm not sleeping the referee. I said, I could have taken a different avenue, which I could have, and I didn't.
Yeah.
I said, he's had a poor game.
Just stayed in fact, though.
I said, he's had a poor game. I said, you just made mistakes. I said, there's nothing wrong with making a mistake, surely.
Yeah.
And wasn't budging. And what was I told? If you thought that the other red card was that he was wrong in law, why didn't you appeal it? I said, do you want me to? I said, I'll be down here every week. I said, because I see decisions being made incorrectly every single week. I said, obviously you've put the money so high to stop all these appeals.
Yeah.
I said, I'm not doing that.
It's not only that, you must have sat on the other side of the fence in your career as a referee that we'll talk about now, but you must have sat there. You must have realised when you were in that position as well that it was so heavily weighted in your favour that like nowadays with video footage and stuff, you might have more of a chance. There was no video footage back then. Unless you've got the most unbelievable evidence, you're not going to win that appeal. So you turning up and going, Brian knows the laws of the game and he says it wasn't a red card, that's going to go nowhere, is it?
In all fairness, in all my career, I had one appeal I went down to through obviously something that, and I didn't even do it. It was an assistant of mine.
Right.
So an assistant of mine was flagging, Cardiff Coddies, was flagging. I can't remember, it was a long time ago, obviously. Went across, I said, I won't say the guy's name because he's involved with, still involved with football. He said to me, I've been assaulted.
Oh, God.
Pardon? And he's standing next to me. My assistant said, I've just been assaulted. Hanging. What do you mean you've been assaulted? Yes, he said. Right. There's not a mark on him. So, okay, spat or something, but I said, okay. Who was it? Coddy's number 5. Right, I'm thinking, fuck. Right, okay.
Yeah, you're in a spot, aren't you? Because you haven't seen it to give a different interpretation, so now your assistant is...
So I went over and I called the number 5 over, I blew the whistle. I said, come over, please. I said, right. And I said, what I'm about to do, accept it. Don't say nothing to me. I said, see your secretary And he said, there's a process you can go through. I said, but please,
Yeah.
don't react.
That's a spot you're in there, isn't it?
He said, what do you mean? I said, I'm going to be sending you off now. For what? I said, assaulted my assistant. I said, say nothing, do nothing, accept it and walk off. I showed the red card. The cottage bench went absolutely ballistic, obviously. Understandable. So it goes off. And I said, just explain to them. I said, I'm not going over there now. So off he goes. The game goes on. Finishes bang on the door as any manager would, because I've sent the player off. Come and he said, can you explain? I said, you can have 2 minutes. And I said, but as soon as you raise your voice, I said, you're going back out. Why did you send him off? I said, because he assaulted my assistant. I said, I've told you, just leave, please. I said, there's a process where you can appeal. I will be appealing. He said, okay, no problem. Thank you very much. And off and closed the door. So we went to the appeal. Met obviously there. The assistant wasn't there, so I went there. So, so I went in. I think the Corries went in first, if I remember rightly. Then I went in, and he said, "Right, Brian, you know where you?" Yes. Can you tell us what happened? I said, "No." I said, because I didn't see it. I said, "Two." I said, "I'll give you my opinion now." I said, "I don't think anything happened." He said, "Pardon?" I said, "Nothing happened." I said, "I'm sorry." I said, "If I'm out of turn, I'm out of turn." I said, "Nothing happened." Okay, fine, thank you very much. So I left and the guy got off with it.
Yeah.
And rightly so.
I don't think there's many that would have done that though, Brian.
What a lot of people, which I'm not sure whether you and Rod, because obviously you and Rod have got form, as I would say, not with me mind.
This episode, the episode where I say this hasn't come out yet, right? So I'm going to fill you in because I know you listen to the podcast. Who do you think's got more red cards in Welsh League football, me or Gavin Chesterfield? You know,
You.
Nice guy Gav.
You.
I love Gav as well, right? Absolutely not.
Really?
He's got double what I've got.
I sent Gavin off. So one of them, you might. I never sent you off. I did send Gavin off.
Yeah.
I did send him off. Play for the Ely Rangers.
You know what you're saying there, the flip side of that, where you're saying to the 5, just take the red card and go. On the reverse of that, and I have referenced it in a different game, I said something to a linesman, and a referee said to me, don't worry about it, it'll be fine after the game. And then I get white papered. And then I say to the referee, hang on, you said, didn't tell you that? I'm like,
My favourite one was remember when Lee Bridgman was my Stick Park manager for a year?
Yeah, I believe.
Bridgie got sent off 6 times that season, right? How many bans do you think Lee Bridgman had? 1.
Yeah. I've got a story about Lee.
Di Griff.
Ah, right, okay.
He'd go in the changing rooms afterwards, number 2 or 3 in the FAW, and he'd go, he'd come out all sorted.
Yeah, I like that. A lot of time.
He's a great guy. Great guy.
I can honestly say, even any referee, any football player, I've got no beef with any player whatsoever. Even the ones that fucking give me shit for 90 minutes, no beef at all. Full time, and if they don't want to speak, they don't want to speak. It doesn't bother me. And
What was who were the worst offenders then back in the day? I've got a theory about why maybe you didn't have too many
Kevin Richards,
bad relationships with people.
Hazelwood, managers now. You at the time where
So Kevin Richards, I thought he was brilliant, right?
I did as well.
But I used to love how he was with the players as well. But that guy would be 30 yards on the pitch, and nothing had ever happened to him about that.
I don't know, he had a few fines, mind, didn't he?
No, but not for being on the pitch. That was for the other stuff he did, right? But he'd be on the pitch 4 or 5 times a game, and I'd be thinking, if I go 1 yard outside that technical area, I'm going in the book. Do you know what I don't know how he used to get away with it. Was it because he used to do wild shit? So being on the pitch was nothing.
Probably because he run on and run off. And I remember having Kevin up in Gwynfi. So you wouldn't run on a pitch in Gwynfi because you're on the bank like that, weren't you? So, and I remember the line who called me over, and I said, what's mine? He said, Kevin Richards. I thought, oh, for fuck's sake. So I walked over, I said, Kev, I never forget, I said, all the bench, obviously bench is full. I said, Kev, I want to be that referee that doesn't bin you. I said, just be quiet for me. I said, because I don't want to bin you.
Yeah.
And they all burst out laughing. I said, I don't want to bin you. I said, everyone does. That's easy. I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
I said, I want to be the one that doesn't do it. I got on with the game, and I went. And in all fairness to Kevin, whenever I thought he was fine. He was passionate.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
you
I
can't.
agree.
I think if we take passion out of football, the game's gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know? He was loud. He was vocal, and same as Hazelwood, right? For me, my personal opinion, some referees, you have a look at the team sheet, you see the boys on the bench, think, oh yeah. And they know straight away. Like, we got, like, say when you were down loud, we got Gareth and Rodri, one of them.
Yeah.
You know, and because who you are makes it easy for some officials.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
but me as a referee, I referee because I love the game of football.
Yeah.
I'm passionate about the game of football.
Yeah.
And it's easiest, I always say to all our boys, the easiest thing for a referee to do is ding, 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 do it. So anybody can do that.
I had six. Well, they weren't red cards back in the day, were they? I had 6 dismissals in my 17 years. Right, that might be a surprise to some people, but I only appealed 2 because the other 4, I was like, yeah, I was a knobhead. I deserve that. Just
Yeah, 5.
Yeah, but the 2, bit like you with the situation here last year. You know when the referee's report comes through, and you're like, no, that didn't happen, and I didn't say that, and I wasn't even in the building when he's alleging I did that. So you're thinking, no, I'm not standing for that.
I can't.
No, and I did take it all away a couple of times.
But with regards to managers, one manager I remember I had removed, and we just spoke about him just now, was Lee.
Yeah. He was different level. He
was against down in West End.
Right.
Down in West End.
It's an interesting place.
Again, it was the only time I ever went. I went there, and before I went, oh, you got West End, it's rough as shit, and oh my God, you got to be careful. Just go there, and went there, and great welcome, brilliant welcome by West End. I thought, what's everybody fucking on about this? Great, okay, you look at the pitch, big fence around it, thinking, okay, here's what it is.
I always found it like that.
Yeah.
They never. It's obviously it's not. You know, it's not like a Port Talbot town football ground, is it? But I always found them to be perfectly nice down there.
Lee was there, and he was getting passionate and getting involved and everything. Lee, my tits, just leave it there.
Yeah.
And he had to have it. Lee always had to have the last word. Right?
Yeah.
So he's done something. I said, off we go. Well, changing rooms. And of course, he's on that side, and the changing room right in the far corner. So I'm like, not starting until you're gone. Fucking hell. He stopped in the corner. Still not starting. And he's right there, and he goes right in the corner, and he goes in. So it gets on with the game. But on my match report, I put in, I sent it in. I said that I had reason to send Lee Bridgman off, but I'm happy that my actions don't deserve anything more.
Yeah.
Whether he got fined, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I put that on my report because afterwards then he said, sorry. I said, fine, great, no problem.
Yeah.
I said, but I had to do it. I said, because you were getting, I said, I was more involved with you than the game. I said, so I had to get you out so I can concentrate on the game again.
He always used to say to me, because I worked with him for a little bit before he went to Maestig Park, and then played against him at Maestig Park, and then faced him when he was Taffswell manager. And he used to be out of control sometimes. And I don't think there's many people I've ever said that about, do you know, me included. Do you know what I mean? As nuts as I'm going, I still know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
He would blow Richie, like anything could come out of his mouth. And then he'd have to walk off and have a fuck behind the dugout.
It's passion, and then I also understand where sometimes managers, coaches, players overstep that mark.
Yeah.
And then as a referee, if you're there, you've got the 22 players, and sometimes, especially having got the assistants with you, if you're having it from there or from there, it's taken away from that, and you miss something there.
Yeah.
You know, your sole purpose is to get this game right. Keep the 22 players on the pitch, and you give me that. You give me that. Oh, fuck's sake! I fucking stayed in on that.
Yeah.
You know, so you normally deal with it, don't you? Just, deal with that. Silence that. And concentrate what's there.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I think you've obviously seen both sides of it now, and there's 2 incidents I remember from you refereeing when I was at Dennis Powys with Jonah.
I remember one.
Right. Well, which one do you remember? Because one, I thought it turned out everyone that had a proper angle of it said it was a terrific piece of refereeing. And the second one was like, I can't believe a referee of this standing has just done that. Which one do you remember?
The second one.
Go on.
If I remember, because we're going on with this further, the penalty decision is the one I'm thinking about.
Yeah, Cumbrae Town.
Yeah, and it was, I knew that the law had just changed regarding penalties, and this is why we touched on earlier about something about the 8 seconds.
Yeah.
So, of course, I'm thinking, right, fucking hell, I'm comfortable with everything else, the law's changed, so you overthink as a new law change. Why? Don't ask me why. Overthink it.
Yeah.
And then I completely fucked it up, right? And I know I did, right? But I always say to the clubs that if I'm going afterwards, I'll have a beer, or I've got to shoot.
You did. No, you did though. And you did come to the club after.
But I told you, Sec, that I was going. Because I knew I fucked up.
Yeah, you had to.
I had to come back. And I came in, and I remember I spoke to you by the bar, and you said, explain our penalty decision. I said, I got it wrong, I fucked it up.
Yeah.
And then some of the players gave me a dig, and you went, oi, you fucking admitted his mistake, you fuckers don't.
Yeah.
But I had to go back. It wouldn't have sat with me. I had to go back and say,
do you remember the
fucked
exact
it up.
incident?
Something to do with the encroachment. Man.
So, Dennis Powys are going for the league with Goitre United. And Geza Hagito takes a penalty and he scores. But Jason Cowan and someone else have encroached.
Yeah.
So you've blown and gone, no goal, encroachment, and you've given an indirect free kick to Cumbrae Town. Now, Cumbrae Town have got a couple of experienced boys, so as soon as you've done that, because I reckon 3 or 4 seconds you might have gone,
I fucked that
grab yourself and then go, fuck. But they went like this. They went, bang, took the free kick. So the ball's back in play now, right? So there's nothing you can do now.
I knew it was.
But what made it worse, they went boom, 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 up the other end, hit the post. Right, Jonah is steam coming out of his ear. Gazer's running after you. Jason Cowan's steam coming out of his ears and all of this. And we went on to win the game comfortably, right? But you just thinking, that could have been horrible for you if we hadn't won the game and all of a sudden we've fallen out in a title race because you'd given the penalty and it was the only talking point in the whole game, and the rest of the game was completely uneventful. No, not really bookings, red cards, nothing. And it was just that one. But I remember you coming back. I can still stand in at the side of the bar with you afterwards and going, yeah, I have got that wrong. Yeah. So, what do you say when someone admits that? What can you say? You just have to go, well.
And that's the difference with, I find a lot of officials, they will dig their heels in.
Yeah.
Just, if you fucked up, acknowledge it. You know.
The other one, though, was Shelton Payne against Tom Pentra, same ground. And it was them, us and Goitre at this time. And he's gone in and everyone's thinking he's just going to do that Thierry Henry thing and pass it in the corner. And he's dragged it and gone down with the keeper sliding in. And from our angle in the we're up, we're screaming, shouting, we're going absolutely doolally, right? And someone comes running from behind the goal, one of the Dennis committee guys, and go, guys, shut the fuck up, he dived. And we were like, really? He went, yeah, there was no contact, the ref got his spot on, and we all went, boom. Like that. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But there was probably 200-300 people there, because it was such a big game. You know, if your angle's wrong, if you're from our angle, you probably give a penalty and back then a red card as well, and it probably changes the course of the title race and everything. But you'd got everything right, and thankfully someone from Dennis Powys had the presence of mind to go, hang on, the rest got that right, let's go and tell him. Because otherwise we would have spent the next half hour going, Brian, yeah, fucking.
No, it's like I say, as an official, you know when you've made a mistake. You know, and it's not that, the place says, you've made a mistake. It's not that. You know yourself, think, fuck, I think I got that one wrong.
Do you think everyone's like that, though?
No, I know they're not. But that's the difference with some of the officials. When I was coming through, I learned off some really decent officials. I'll name him Alan Griffiths. When I started off, and he's still reffing now. Fair play to him.
Yeah, he's still at a decent level.
I took a lot off Alan, and he helped me get getting so far. Paul Thomas, remember Paul Thomas?
I do. Yeah.
Pocket Rocket, as he used to call him, and then you had your Ray Ellingham, your Steve Ames, all them officials, and you just used to learn off them, and you'd line to them and thinking, wow. And you take bits off their games. You get assistants as you're coming through. I've had an assistant and the game's going on and what the fuck's that shouting? And it's your assistant going like that to a player thinking, what the fuck? There's an assistant shouting at a player. So the ball goes dead, you run across and, hey, fucking calm it down, man. Fucking hell. You know, but then I remember another time I've upset officials down in Port Talbot. I had an assistant, and I think it was Liam McCreesh come on to me. He said, bro, he said, Lino just told me to off. I said, what? He said the Lino's told me
You don't
off.
need that, do you? When you're... Yeah.
For fuck's sake, Liam, like, you know, every fucker probably wants to say it to him, don't get me wrong, you know, and I got on with Liam and I cautioned him many times, but that was the type of player that he was. Yeah. But he was a nice guy, you got to talk to him, and he was a decent guy.
Yeah.
I said, look, all I can do is put in my match report.
Yeah.
He said, oh, you won't. I said, I told you I would.
Yeah.
And I will.
Yeah.
And I did.
Yeah.
I did speak to the assistant afterwards. I said, did you? Yeah, I did. Oh, I can't expect them to say that. I said, you're not going to put in my match report. Oh, you? I said, yeah. The players come on to me and I will.
Yeah.
I put it in that assistant referee got suspended.
Really?
He got suspended. You know, if a referee says he's going to do something, I'd like to think they're going to do it, and not just give the players bullshit.
How did you get into it then?
I love football.
Everyone's different with refereeing, how they get into it.
I used to run a Sunday side.
Right.
From the top of Rhydyfelin, and we played in a Bridgend League, and I just loved it. I had Mark Gibson playing for me.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, quality.
Wow.
We had some great
I was going to say, he must have been a good side then. He was a player, wasn't he?
Oh, we used to win the league and everything. And, win the leagues a couple of times. And it was brilliant, it was. And of course, as it's going on then, you struggle to get referees.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, fuck. And I used to enjoy picking a side and everything. I enjoyed playing as well. And I thought, well, some fucker's got to ref it.
Yeah.
Fucking muggins by it. And at the time, I'd sort the kit out, sort everything. Fuck it, I'll ref it. So I started doing it, and I thought, if I'm going to fucking do this, I'm going to fucking learn the laws of the game so I know what I'm doing. So, and I remember the local league were doing something at the time. And I thought, fuck it, I'll have a go. So I done it, passed, and I done some games, and I thought, fuck it, I'm going to start refereeing. I'm enjoying this.
Right.
And that is why I started.
Okay.
And my very first game was down the upper boat, you passed it coming in. A team called Philly White Sox, and they're no longer going, and Hopkins down. And I went down the first game, I was absolutely bricking it. So I'd done my course with Graham Evans, who's actually still officiating.
Graham's still going, we had him the other week.
Yeah.
Is he?
Yeah, he's still going. So I went down and
he's hilarious.
So I got
he's hilarious.
Metal whistle, of course I know nothing at the time, I got pencil, everything, and I got my socks and everything, I'm all fucking bricking it. So I was looking around thinking, what the fuck? Every fucker from Rhydyfelin, because I'm refereeing.
Oh no, they've come to watch. Oh, Jesus Christ.
I'm absolutely
So no one's here to watch the teams, then everyone's going, Ralph, you're shitting, you got something wrong. Like,
I never get it, because
were they chanting the referee's a wanker?
This is how crazy it is, right? Because as you've been in mind, I was involved with running this Sunday side. So we're doing the game, and I think it was the scoreline was like 6-4. It was typically a local game.
Yeah.
First half is the Hopkins down coach. He fucked me. He was absolutely rinsing me, and I'm thinking, fucking hell, this is fucking hard work. This is not as easy as what I thought.
Yeah.
So. Fucking my socks were falling down, my fucking pencil snapped, the whistle was sounding shit. Oh fuck, I fucking don't like doing this.
Yeah.
And then I get the second half and goes through, and I thought, fuck, that guy's quiet over there now. The game gets done. Fair play to both sides. I said, first game here, I said, and there was nothing really in the game. Apart from the one manager ripped me apart the first half, like. So they said, oh, make sure you do it again. I said, yeah, I will. I thought, okay, I enjoyed that feedback. I thought, I will.
Yeah.
So when I went walking across, and all the boys go, oh, do you enjoy it? I said, well, not really. He said, fucking hell. I said, what was that fucker shouting at me for? He said, oh, don't worry. He said, we had a word with him. I said,
I love it.
I said, what? Yeah, we said, he says anything more. One of the boys was going to fill him in. Fuck, he said, you can't fucking do stuff like that.
That's good, that.
And that's why you stopped. Shut up! I thought I could work on
Did you take them with you the rest of your career? Have a word.
I said you can't do stuff like that.
Yeah.
So and that was the start of it. And so
Isn't it funny though that some of the boys were saying, "Oh, you need to do it again. Well done," and all that.
And
I'm
that was the
picturing
players.
same scene in Cardiff.
it was
They'd be like,
experienced. It was experienced players playing for both sides, in all fairness. And no, they were great then. And I can't remember the league. Chris something with the league sec at the time. He said, "Do you enjoy it?" I mean, yes, I did. And I had to
But it is a sadistic type of love, though, isn't it? It's a strange thing to fall in love with.
I
but
think you have
plenty
to
of
be.
people do.
I think you have to be a special type of person. You know, you've got to be able to take criticism.
Yeah, I know what you
And
mean.
you have to have broad shoulders. You've got to remember that for 90 minutes, they want to beat them.
Yeah.
Right, and they want to beat them, obviously. And it's not personal. You're there to make sure that it's done correctly and fairly. And you will get things wrong. And I have a few times, you know.
Yeah.
I get Gareth, well, try and get Gareth to referee my kids, my under-14s, 15s team. Start of the season, you were on holiday, weren't you?
Yeah.
I had to ref, and I've never refed a game in my life.
I wish I'd been there.
I had to ref.
If I'd been there, I would have got the cameras.
Honestly,
we'd have mic'd him up.
I got a few people who gave me abuse. Right? But all I'd said on it was, and I said before the game, I spoke to my team, I spoke to the other team, and it's the only thing I'd say I wish refs would have the same attitude if they didn't have linesmen. And all I said is, I haven't got linesmen, I'll do my best, I'll give what I see, and I haven't got VAR. And they all went, all right. It was like, I'm not doing it again, fuck that. I hated every second of it.
Really? Yeah. Oh, I didn't.
I do think kids' football's the worst.
I went straight into senior football. I didn't do the. And they said,
I think it's the worst.
I remember
it's the parents.
The parents.
Do you know what the worst thing is? Not even the coaches most of the time. It's some dad that has, you know, they've got no accountability to that club. They're just there watching their son, and they're the one that's gonna give you all.
I watched the game. I watched the game on Saturday. Watched Llanrymry against Caira, and quite often in Cardiff, it's a coach referee. You very rarely get a ref unless you ask for
It's
one.
like in everywhere now.
Yeah. And kid runs through on goal, and this guy randomly comes from out behind the trees. Offside referee, right? Walking his dog. That player's offside referee. Kid's gone through and scored. Ref's gone. Offside. The player's gone. What? That guy over there said he's offside. He's walking his dog. And that's one of those where you think you just go in like, just say, listen, just do the throw-ins, and I'll give what I see. Literally, and Sam had one last year when he went through on goal, scored. We win about 12-0. Someone's lying on the floor at Clydelin having a picnic. Offside. I'm just going, you can't do that.
Well, more for the ref. But anyway, there we go.
Well, I remember when, obviously as I was going through and I become established,
Yeah.
and the league got in touch with me, and I've never ever done kids games. They said, "Oh, can you come and do a game for us?" I said, "What date is it?" "You give us a date. We need you to do a side." He said, "We haven't done the fixtures yet. There's two sides, and nobody can control them." "Oh, okay." I said, "Go on, then. Yeah, I'll do that game." So anyway, we worked out, and it was come welfare, and I think it was Rhydyfelin under 13s, under 14s. So he turns up the game, goes straight. So as soon as I turns up, I says, Coach, come here." I said, "You've never had me before." "No," he said. I said, "Right." I said, "I hate doing kids games. I detest them." I said, "But I've got to do this game." I said, "Because you two can't control your players." I said, "One peep out of you, one peep out of you, you know what's happening." Let's go away. I said, "The two captains." I said, "Captains," I said, any back chat of any of you, I said, "I'm sending you. I'm not going to give you a yellow card, I'm going to red card you." I said, "Because I don't even want to do this game."
Yeah.
So I come all, hated it.
Yeah.
Really, I just wanted to control it. And do you know what? Didn't have a peep out of them. They played football, and it was a brilliant game.
Yeah.
And nothing. And so the league for me said, "How'd it go?" "Yeah, fine, no problem." I said, "What's the issue then?" "Well, we can't get that game to finish." I said, "Well, finish today. There's no problem at all."
Yeah.
But it just had
Do
to
you
get.
think that's about that people management thing that I don't actually believe is given enough importance now with officiating? Like just the ability to almost smell a room, smell a situation,
you can
and go,
know-
this is what this situation needs here. And that's my quarrel with some of the younger guys nowadays, and obviously we've spoken about one briefly already, is that the most aggressive man in the ground 40% of the time now is the guy with the whistle. And sometimes it needs a bit of authority, but most of the time when you're dealing with men in their 20s, trying to talk like you're harder than 22 blokes is not going to get them to be on your side, is it?
It's
Do you know
knowing
what I
when
mean?
to step in, isn't it?
Exactly.
It's knowing when to step
Authority,
in.
not aggression. And it's gone too far, too many times in games that I've witnessed as a spectator, coach, whatever.
Well,
nowadays, where they're just aggressive with people.
I've always said that any referees, I always try and give referees pointers, and it's just something I always do, is speak to a player or a coach how you expect them to speak back to you.
I agree.
I said,
completely
that's
agree.
all. That's all you need to do. You don't need, you raise your voice, they're going to raise their voice.
Yeah.
I said, we're not bigger and better and above anybody.
Yeah.
We're the same. Without them, we haven't got a game. Without us, they haven't got the game, if you know what I mean. So just speak to them how you expect to be spoken back to.
Who's the guy from Merthyr? He refereed the Aberfan Llanrumney game when we won the league.
His daughter does it as well.
Peter.
She?
Comic
Peter.
guy.
Peter
What's his
Small.
surname?
Peter
Peter
Small.
Small.
It is,
right?
yeah.
Peter Small. The thing I love, right?
He was funny, he was.
He laughed. He sent me out the ground at Cwmaman a couple of years ago, and we were both laughing as it happened. Because he was like, we both know what's going to happen here, Mr. Morgan, don't we? Yes, Peter. And out I went, and at half-time he walks out, and he's like, you won't learn, will you? Like that. But he manages the situation so well because of his experience and his personality that he's sending me from the ground, and I'm laughing with him.
But because he is so experienced, and he tends to, not just him, not pigeonholing him, tends to get away with things where a younger official wouldn't, because and a younger official wants to get to the highest that they can, and they will do things by the book, and sometimes you can't use the common sense. And there's occasions where it shouldn't be common sense. It's got to be dealt with. And some of these experienced officials are letting the younger officials down.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that as well, because that's the problem. The biggest complaint is the lack of consistency, isn't it?
Yeah, because if you have, no, we'll use Peter because you just spoke to him. You have Peter one week and everything's going, it's great, and there's probably 4 or 5 yellow cards that haven't gone in. I've been issued, not haven't gone in, that's wrong. I've been issued. And then we'll have the young 22, 23-year-old who wants to get ding, 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 ding. And you're thinking, I did exactly the same last week. So, which referee is in the wrong?
Yeah.
You know, I know everybody thinks that the one dishing the cards out is wrong.
I don't actually. I'd be more than happy if it was the same every week. My thing is just the ability to deal with situations. Not so much coaches, because we shouldn't be as involved as we are. I'm talking about on-pitch stuff that goes on. Do you know what I mean? I just think well, your entire generation of referees, I think, in the Welsh League, it would be, come here, and there'd be a conversation as you're writing their name down, or there might be a conversation, one more of them, and you're going to be in the book or whatever. That is leaving the game at all levels now, isn't it? You watch the Premier League, foul, the guy's walking away, and he's not even facing the referee, and up goes a yellow card. And there's no conversation now, so I think that detracts from someone's ability to actually manage a game. He's lost the game. Nowadays, that means he hasn't booked people when he should have earlier on. It doesn't mean that he hasn't had conversations with people, because it doesn't seem to be the expectation anymore.
I used to love talking to the players. Don't get me wrong. You build up rapport with them, and I'll use Liam. I mentioned him earlier. I remember doing Port Talbot against someone, I can't remember who it was, and I called Liam over, and there was some guy, and he, obviously, they had half decent crowds. Some guy, he was ripping me an absolutely new one. Honestly, he was unreal. So he was that loud, and I was about to talk to Liam, and all we can hear is this guy fucking ripped me, and Liam says, "Fucking hell, he likes you, doesn't he?" All I said to Liam, I said, "It's my fucking old man, Liam." Killed him, absolutely killed him. And I was going to give Liam a ball game. I didn't even give him a ball game. We just got on with the game, and about 5 times later, Liam runs past, he's laughing his head off. I said, "What's wrong with you?" He said, "I fucking killed my game, you've killed my game."
But that's what I mean, though. And you know, I don't actually even blame the young referees if they don't do that anymore, because if they watch Super Sunday, that's what's happening there. There's not a lot of conversations going on
for me,
in dead play.
I agree with you there, but for me, to become a referee now, you can do it online, right?
Well, coaching's the same though.
But yeah,
It's this nonsense that you can have a football leaders award.
I sat in a, remember, I done mine up in Llanryddan with Graham Evans for 6 weeks. Every Sunday morning, he would kill me, go out on a Saturday or Sunday morning. And
Yeah.
so I turned up, they passed the exam at the end. And you learn things and you give different situations. So you're talking about things. So I haven't done it online. The other thing is, I was experienced as in, I've been involved with football.
Yeah.
Deal with real situations.
I played the game, only at Sunday League level, etc. I've watched the game at local level, etc., etc. So you know things.
Yeah.
You're not. It's not coming off. So that's what you've got to do. So then you go out on the field, and that's what's missing, because then they don't know how to speak to the players,
Thing
the
is,
coaches.
though, but we're as a game though, I think we're creating that though, aren't we? Because by putting something online, you are essentially saying that the person-to-person thing's not important. Because if it was important, it would be part of the course.
I think that the game needs officials, and the easiest game, rather than set up courses, because people have got to commit to go and turn up to do this course. To do it online, they can do it in their bedroom, their kitchen, whatever.
And it's a number.
So I get that part, but then there's not enough people in place to watch these newbies officials to help them through.
I watched one the other week, and I mentioned it to just one of the assessors, and I have to say he came across as a really decent bloke, this guy, and he's quite new to it. Right, he was refereeing an alliance match that I went to watch because I didn't have a game, but I don't think he's ever played or been around football. He knew what a foul was, but that was it. So a 2-footed tackle is free kick, the same as a mistimed little clip of an ankle, and he doesn't know, he couldn't judge the severity. So as the game's going on, there's a team from Caerphilly and a team from Cardiff, right? And as the game's going on, the tackles are getting higher and higher and more aggressive, and an hour in, it is the stereotypical, he's lost control of this. And it's because every time the bar is raised slightly, free kick. Jesus, there's not been a yellow card. And
the whistle talks. Whistle talks. You know, what's happened there?
Yeah.
Just by that whistle.
That's it, yeah.
Do you see I think I've sent it to you guys. Have you seen the two in the English pyramid system? The one where there's 2 incidents have happened in the last 2 weeks. First one is a young referee gets called by his older linesman official.
Oh, is this the guy that got called a knobhead?
Got called a knobhead. So the referee, young referee, calls the chairman over and says, eject that man from the ground, or this game doesn't continue.
This is probably a 200-300 person attendance game. You know,
It's
in
like
an Aberystwyth type standard ground.
But the comment made back to him, which was a funny comment, that referee's probably not wrong, but the comment made back to him by the chairman was, if 40,000 people shout the referee's a wanker at Old Trafford on Saturday, are we stopping the game to send 40,000 people out of the ground? And the ref was like, they're the rules.
Yeah, but also at least the referee at Old Trafford is on multiple tens of thousands of pounds a year to take that abuse.
So there was that one. And
that old boy is probably getting 50 quid in some petrol.
There was that one, and the other one, I don't know if I showed you, the other one is guy runs through one-on-one with a goalkeeper, goes round him, slots in the net as he's walking back past, and the goalkeeper's lying on the floor. Striker taps him on the arse. Unlucky keeper walks off halfway line. Goalkeeper goes to the referee and says, I've just been assaulted. And the referee, it's on VO, the referee's just gone straight to the striker and gone, red card. It's gone to the police.
But
you know what you're saying there? The ref's gone,
I got to be honest, I'd have gone, I didn't see it. I'd have given it the Arsene Wenger, I would. Oh, I didn't see it.
It's difficult because you got. It's not players. I'm not saying players cheat, but you're striving to get a result. You know, we talked earlier about people on money. You know, you could be on a win bonus. You know, because you know, it's, in reality, you know, they could be on 50 quid win bonus. They can do anything, everything in their power to
get that win.
To get that win, and it's natural. And you know, so it's you know, you're gonna. Oh, he's not looking. You know, and it happens. Yeah, it happens. And you know, you come January where a lot of referees are going to move up. I'm not sure if you're aware of this. Will move up because VAR will be introduced. Yeah. So
we're talk about it because
we're struggling with officials at our level. So it's
exactly.
Right. Well, I think. Do you remember when we had when we played Treforest with Llanrymney, where Keaton got battered?
Oh yeah.
So we had young left winger. They were absolutely steaming into him off the ball. Young referee, no linesman, right? There was all sorts going on off the ball. And the ref had lost it. So the ref came over to our side and we're going mental. So he's come over and, like, of course, it's all really close in it to Forest's touchline. So he's come over and one of the players has gone down right in front of me, and our goalkeeper, Chris Galton's missus, used to record the games. Right? Kids on the floor, ref's come over, and as he's treating, said, ref, have a look at this. Right? Now, the ref could have just gone and should have just gone, go away. Yeah. Right? He's looked at what's happened and sent the kid off.
That's not right, is it?
He's looked at the camera.
I would be going crazy.
I've done it. Whereby I think it was a game where you got sent off at Aber Valley, where Kev Russell was reffing, right?
Oh, yeah.
Now, I grabbed the camera off Amanda, because he's been sent off because he's gone mental because something didn't happen. Kevin was stood with...
Are you saying that was the worst offside decision I've ever seen in my life, Kevin?
Kevin was stood with someone from the league at half-time. He's gone, my head's gone. I grabbed the camera, ran up to him and gone, look! Like that, and he went... I made him look at it, but that young referee could have just gone, I'm not looking at that.
Yeah. He's as much as we've fallen out since that day, like, he's got a good temperament and personality for referee.
I've requested him for my kids' games.
He's just got a really, like, nothing rattles him.
Steady.
Nothing rattles him, and
nice guy.
And he's got. He maybe goes a bit far sometimes, but he's got banter as well, so he can diffuse a lot of situations.
He's vocal. Yeah, this is what we touched on earlier. You've got to be vocal. Yeah. You know, speak to players.
He still does talk to players.
I say, mate, speak to, you know, say to the, of course, only the captain now. I always say to the players, speak to the ref. And I always say, tell me the name. I said, his name is Gareth. Yeah. Speak to Gareth. Now I say to the captain, speak to Gareth. Yeah. And I said, boys, just leave the ref alone. Leave him alone anyway. And say out the standard. Say out the standard anyway. I'm a stickler. It's the referee in me. I'm a stickler for discipline, even though certain players do get carded all the time. And I pulled one aside and I said, look, he can do it, that tackle, nothing will happen. I said, you do that tackle, you're going to get a caution. Yeah. Why? Yeah. I said, because you had so many cautions, they know who you are. Yeah. I said, and
they're almost looking for it. Or sometimes they're thinking, well, if I give him a caution now, he might not break someone's ankle in 10 minutes' time.
Yeah, well, that's like what I do. I've dealt with it differently on the side. I say, you get caution, you know what's happening, I'm fucking bringing you off.
Yeah. We've always been like that, to be fair, because we don't want to risk reds. You mentioned like a few of the, like Kevin Richards and Lee Bridgman and people like that. Was and any other coaches, like what was Jonah like in his early days?
Is that right? By
the time I worked with Jonah, he was the most polite man ever to referees. Excuse me, referee, sir.
I remember my first dealing with Jonah. I was on the line at my stag, and. He was always polite anyway. I've always found him polite.
He's a great bloke.
And brilliant. And then of course I seen him Patal, but Kamad, and he was good. And he'd ask the question in a decent manner, and you give, like I said, you give a decent answer.
Because he used to talk to me about it, and obviously it went in one ear and out the other. Obviously,
I met him back last. I went to a friend of mine was playing a charity game for Matty Davis. Yeah. I went down to watch it down in Union, and I seen Jonah, and I was in for the house things, and he's been unwell. Yeah. So, and I said, oh, nice. I said, Joe, I think he commentated on the Welsh Cup final, which I watched. I said, fair play. I said, you were brilliant. He said, what? I said, I thoroughly enjoyed watching it. I said, listening to you, so informative. Oh, thank you very much. I said, no, say it as it is. I said, do it. And I said, I'm glad you're getting better. Brilliant.
Yeah.
And it was nice to see. It was nice to see some of the old boys down there as well. I hadn't seen for a long time.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, it was great. But,
How about because I was just interested because he told me himself that when he first started out, he could be a bit raucous on the sideline as well.
I'd never.
Unlike a lot of us, I think he obviously learned and thought, well, this isn't getting me anywhere.
I know. I may have been fortunate, but it was you get managers and coaches who were very vocal. I remember it was
Di Morgan then.
Di was just loud. Di was loud anyway.
Yeah, but Di's just a loud man, isn't he?
And you see, and sometimes I turn up, especially as I was coming through, and I'd be online something. Like I touched on earlier, I said, "Fucking hell, Abraham," and I think, "Oh fuck." I say to the ref,
"Can I go over the other side?"
And you go, no. I think, for fuck's sake. And then you think, fucking hope they do well today. I'm gonna fucking have it in the ear off him. You know, but he was, like I say, I got on well with him, and as progressed, and like I said, when I bumped into him was it in the Euros and everything? Yeah, crazy.
Well, he's just a top bloke. Like, again, just very passionate man about his.
I can honestly say that all the reffing, and like I said, I can't think of anybody that I just disliked, because for me, we start full time, job done, it's over with, and if people don't want to speak to me, they don't want to speak to me, and
I quite liked it since
game.
I've sort of stepped back from that, like tier 2 stuff, and now people I used to come up against and didn't really like much back then. And I see them now, and now I'm not as bothered as I used to be about it, football and stuff. And like you just think, like, sometimes I think to myself, we would have got on if we just ever had an actual chat back in the day.
You know, I remember Fowler for Carmarthen, Amper Talbot. You know, he used to go around them. He was always hard.
Paul Fowler.
Paul Fowler. You get talking to him, and great guy.
Yeah,
Paul,
absolutely.
Paul. I know, bro. I know. And you used to recognise that players who used to pick up the caution, so you think, work on him. You don't get that caution.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And the respect was both ways.
Yeah.
And, you know, and like I said, a referee, it's not, you're not entitled to respect, you earn it.
Yeah.
You earn our respect. Yeah. And once you earn our respect, it makes the game so much bloody easier.
That's one of the things going again.
So much easier.
I think there's an
people
expectation of respect now.
They say to me, didn't you get, do you just get loads of shit? I said, well, no, but I probably did, but so focused on the game. Yeah. You know, and it's just, because you love the game so much. What I used to hate was that you'd be reffing again. Fuck. Oh, for fuck's fucking play the game.
So you're back and forth.
Pass the fucking ball around.
Yeah.
You know, have a game of football.
What were the hardest, like, grounds to go to? So, you know, if I was talking to a manager, I'd be saying, what was the hardest away ground? But for you, every week is an away ground. What were the hardest grounds to go to as a referee?
Bangor.
Well, hundreds of people would be a starter there, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it was just because you're from South Wales.
Yeah.
I remember going to Bangor.
Is Carnarvon like that as well? Because they get a good following.
I only done Carnarvon one time,
right.
and they were struggling at the time. I remember going to Bangor. I was in the car, just pulled up, drove in, pulled up. Got my kit bag. You fucking wanker. Dan's walking past. Fuck me, I haven't gone for
Bangor's getting a bad name on this podcast.
I haven't even gone in the changing room.
Kev didn't speak. Kevin Davis needed a police escort.
I haven't gone in the changing room. So it was, and I think I had this thing with Bang. I remember there was a game, because obviously the game's on Scorio and everything.
Yeah.
I remember reffing the game early as well. I turned on, I tripped, and I felt, oh fuck. Fucking God, did anybody see it? And it's on Scorio.
Yeah, it's on the
Did anyone see it? So
nowadays it'd be clipped.
Oh, they were he fell over. Oh, for fuck's sake. Of course, we were mic'd up. And the line was fucking laughing. I said, boys, concentrate. Just fucking laughing their heads off. Everyone was laughing. I said, it's not funny. Fucking, I thought, shit. You know, like, oh. Of course, you go in at half time, and even though the phone's off, I went on there, and I went, we seen it? Oh, for fuck's sake, every fucker seen it.
Did you, it feels like we're having a go at this ground all the time, because we were speaking to Willow about it the other week, but do you ever referee the old Triaris ground?
Yeah, with Mike Casey.
So the
So you
you
got
probably didn't have to cover much ground there though.
It's really small.
It's only about the size of this
small,
table,
isn't
isn't it?
Tiny.
It's like Garu, isn't it? Garu is another one. Garu is
Yeah,
another
guys,
small one.
slightly longer but equally narrow.
Yeah, you go up there and you go in and Mike will make you welcome and you sit down and you say to me, you're never smiling. What do you mean never Mike, fuck's sake, I'm just going to referee a game.
Yeah.
He said, have a beer. I said, well, before? What can I? All right, if you.
Yeah.
And he give you, always give you a drink after the game, like, and everything. But it was, I preferred the teams that played football.
Right.
I enjoyed the game.
Yeah,
you know, I want to enjoy the game.
What about the crowds though? Because in fairness, I would have loved a home crowd like Triaris had up there. I thought they were brilliant for their home team. It was a horrible place to go.
A lot of
I wonder what it was like for refs.
Because you're focused on the game.
Right.
You don't hear that.
Right.
You really don't hear it. I remember doing a game. We done an international game. Obviously, I was fortunate to go that far as well. And there was over in Croke Park, and there was 60-odd thousand. You don't hear it. I can hear the players talking,
Really?
but I cannot
That's
hear.
amazing.
I cannot hear the crowd.
It's an amazing stadium, that is.
You know, you can't hear anything. It's and like we used to do the game, the pre-season friendlies down in Union Park and down the Vetch as it was at the time. And you're so focused on the game itself, you don't hear a thing.
So there was never anywhere you sort of thought, oh God, been appointed there. Like,
It was like repetition, like the West End I talked about. They go, oh, it's a rough play. Oh shit, here we go.
but your experience was
And I
different.
went. Well, it was great because afterwards he said, "You're going to come back." I said, "Yeah, where'd you go back?" And I think they just bought some club up on a hill, so they gave me directions. I went there. I went
So
in.
left at the Pony and then
Yeah,
it was up there.
I went in there and they went. I had a beer. I sat down with one. He went shook my hand. He said, "Fucking hell, that's so smart." I said, "The first referee that's ever come back." I said, "Oh, why? Nobody comes back." "You've asked me, so I come back." I said, "If you didn't ask me and it didn't make me feel welcome, I wouldn't bothered." I said, "You asked." I said, "I'd like to come back and talk." I said, "If I can't, I always used to tell a secretary, sorry, I can't come. I've got something on. I've got to shoot straight away." You know, but I like to go back. You build up a thing. Can I ask you a question? Of course you can. I said, "But you may not get the right answer, but I'll answer it."
What was your ground?
What?
I know the ground that I always used to think, oh, for fuck's sake. You got one?
Fucking loads.
There was only one for me that and it was Newport Civil Service.
Yeah.
I used to go, oh, for fuck's sake. The pitch, the changing rooms, the ground, just everything about it. Like, we turned up the one day and they cut the pitch. Fair play to this bloke. In the scorching sunshine, he cut the entire pitch with a petrol push mower because otherwise the game would have been off. But honest to God, it was like a festival field at the end of the festival. It was horrific. And then they get stuck right into you as well. I used to dread going there.
The grounds I didn't like.
Betos.
Oh, I didn't mind Betos up on the top.
It's a nice. I've gone back there quite a few times as a spectator to watch games, and I quite enjoy it. Going there as a coach, I hated it.
Oh, I didn't mind Betos.
Absolutely hated the place.
The grounds I hated, dislike going to, is your like Connors Quay with the fucking running track around it. I didn't. Stebo didn't mind. Jen Parker didn't mind. And I took you out. Remember what ground was it? Was it Croesy when you were there?
Caylog.
And you fucking get changed. Where's the pitch? Or
Miles
you're
away.
fucking kidding me.
Yeah, obviously
Fucking-
it's changed now.
That's my
but
fucking
yeah.
warm up. That is running
And
over there.
Panteg, do you ever go to Panteg?
No, I didn't do that one,
That was
no.
a hell of a walk.
Was
What about Newport Stadium? Because that was
done-
hard
I've done a
work for
couple
us, wasn't
games
it, with
there.
the running track, the ball.
The hardest thing, that
flying
was the hardest thing for
everywhere.
us. If we couldn't get a couple of young kids to come and be ball boys, quite often, I'd be running running around, just running to get the ball all
Our
the time.
first game, we didn't have ball boys. It was the only pre-season friendly in our first year. We were calling him Mo Farah at the end.
Just fucking running all the time.
That's the only bugbear of mine. It's these grounds which got the running tracks around because they don't even if it is only 100 fans. If take the running track away, you'll hear 100 fans.
Yeah.
What is it? It's just you're just doing a game on
Yeah.
was it Hill or July Park? You're doing a game there. Like
I know what you mean.
There's
Yeah.
nothing this.
What's the so? I mean that takes me on to a question I wanted to ask you about. So obviously we got a mate that used to be a referee. He actually refereed one of our games once when we were at Lamwern, Newport Stadium, and it was a crap game. But I thought he refereed it pretty well. He dismissed one of their players, but it was late in the game. It wasn't really, like 5 minutes left.
Yeah.
It's not really going to have a bearing. And we've won the game 1-0, but it was a crap game. And it's like, he's one of these ones. Oh, what do you think? What do you think? So I said, look, some of the decisions went against us, but they were 50-50s. So I'm probably biased. So I actually thought he'd had a good game. So about a week later, he's popped into work because he was trying to sell me a fucking coffee machine or something. And he's like,
fucking shock.
He says, have this. I had my assessment report.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God! That's not the game I was at. That is not the game I was at. He was correct in law for the red card, correct, in everything he did on the. But he got absolutely murdered for. There were kids stood on the running track. They're the fucking ball boys.
The ball boys.
Otherwise, every time the ball goes out of play, the game stops for 3-4 minutes. And he was just getting battered for all these things. And I was just thinking, oh, that'd do me in, that. He's got everything right on the grass, and there's no lines.
I don't think that
Division 3.
That doesn't happen now. At the time, you get assessed as you go through, you get assessed to get promotion. And now and again, you get the assessment, you're thinking, fuck's sake, I fucking won that game. And you think, what am I doing? And you're thinking, that's bollocks. And I remember, I think it was Alan Griffith or whoever it was, and he said, you know what you got to do with that? And I said, no, rip it up, put it in the bin. He said, don't keep reading it. So I binned it.
Yeah.
And, and you have a look at the better ones then, and think, okay, because you keep looking at the bad one, you're going to beat yourself up.
Yeah.
And it will affect you the next game. But then, of course, when we get the Welsh Premier and we were, again, assessed every single game, there was times I'd have an assessment, and I'm thinking, fucking got that wrong. But they'd always speak to you after the game, and you go through it, and you disagree with some of them, but it was a way that you said it, you disagreed with it. And sometimes you just have to take it on the chin, thinking, fuck me, I thought I'd done all right.
Yeah.
But they've seen a different game, and like they are seeing, like you touched on earlier, they've seen something from that angle.
Yeah.
You've given it from that angle.
Yeah. But surely they understand that they're at a different angle to you.
You would think so, because I said to someone here one day, the referee made a decision. From where I was from the dugout, he had it all wrong. From where he was, and I know obviously the decision he made, he was bang on correct. And I said, he's right from where he is, and I said, but he's wrong here. And I said, so they said, well, how can he be right from where he is then? I said, because he's given what he's seen. I said, what he's seen, he's given. I said, he hasn't seen what we can see.
Yeah.
I said, that's the difference. They said, is he in the wrong position?
Yeah.
I said, well, how can he be in the wrong position? I said, he's on his own. It's such
I
a
think
difficult...
that's one of the harshest criticisms, unless it's a dead ball, I think is one of the harshest criticisms you can throw at a referee, actually. He's in the wrong position, because the game moves so quickly that 3 seconds earlier he might have been in the perfect position, but the perfect position now is the other side of the pitch and 10 yards deep. Well, you can't get there. You can't always be in a perfect position, can you? I think that's a terrible criticism sometimes.
The perfect position is the position where you see the offence.
Yeah.
That's the perfect position. So if you're not in the position and don't see it, but you're in the perfect position, allegedly, how's that the perfect position if you've missed that one?
Yeah.
But of course, the higher you are, you get the assistance.
Yeah, the assistance can help. How did you deal with assistance then? Because the thing that I was first told from the inside about refereeing and stuff and how politically it can work in Wales was assistant referee, a penalty is given or something like that, and the assistant referee can clearly see with a superior view of the incident he has not handled that ball. That has hit him here or the knee, or that is not a foul. But they've been told before the game, if I give a penalty, you keep that flag down.
Well, then that rests on that official. Because if he gets questioned, I know what I would do if I was told that. I said, well, my pre-match instructions by the referee was to keep my flag down. So when he gets assessed, he's the one who gets a dickhead.
Because my thing was, when I first heard that, I thought, hang on, the integrity of the game is not being adhered to there. But I said, I'd put my flag up anyway.
but
And he said, yeah, but the reality is, he's writing your report, your assessment or whatever.
There's
and
always
it
an
can affect
assessor. In the Welsh Prem, there was always an assessor.
Oh, Welsh Prem, yeah,
and,
of course.
And there's certain referees who would say, I want in and outs. And you're thinking, you're fucking kidding me. I'm fucking Welsh Premier League.
I've just driven 4.5 hours for in and out.
You know, so all I used to do, and a few of us would do, was as a foul, and I knew you were going to give her. Referee said, not allowed to. What? See him?
Yeah.
He said, not allowed to.
Yeah.
So then he'd have the shit on me.
Yeah.
And that's what, but he's obviously, when he finished, then everything was done correctly. But you'd expect your assistant, if you haven't seen it, to flag it.
We were talking about, weren't we, with Del, with the whole thing with now this modern, now they're all mic'd up and it's all done, and they've got the buzzer on the arm and all that stuff. You think there's far more interaction now than the old.
I get a lot of things sent to me, and I look at them, and I would say with it off, but and I have a look at them thinking, fucking hell, the fuck did I get that wrong?
Yeah.
And
we get sent a lot as well.
And it gets
the Welsh Prem still assessed now.
Jesus Christ!
You'll see it on the Comet app. I think it's a brilliant app, and it says on there who's the match delegates and everything.
Yeah.
So, but I've gone to watch, like, now. Obviously, I live down in Rhydyfelin now. So of course, when I can't be there, my lad is Rhydyfelin boy. I'll come now and again. I'll go and watch Ponty play.
Okay.
And I'm watching the officials and everything, and I think, fucking hell. And you know, and I don't recognise a lot of the youngsters. I'll be honest, I don't recognise the youngsters. And I'll message someone. I've seen it on comments. I said, yeah, he's up for promotion. He's doing this. So I message back. Got a long way to go then.
Yeah.
Because you know, don't get me wrong. I had a stint of assessing, and I did enjoy it. But this here now, and refereeing, one's got to give.
Yeah.
And I put so much into this.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean by that.
But I like.
So that's why you stopped assessing, was it? Because that's my thing.
I get asked all the time.
There's some people that I consider to be really decent refs that when they finish they go into that, and I'm thinking, well, that's good for officiating. That person, like Mike Pedler's doing it now, and I've always thought Mike was decent, right?
We had,
and again, a manager of situations. But there's one or two people in the Cardiff area that I'm thinking, you're one of the worst referees I've ever seen, and you're now assessing people. Like, how is that a thing? But I suppose it's the numbers thing, like you said, is it?
It's
just the numbers thing.
There's guys assessing who were assessing me when I was coming through, and they're still assessing now.
Wow. Okay.
And I remember going, I won't name the names, I remember going in the changing room 4 seasons ago to a young referee. I was involved with Rhydyfelin. We lost the game, you know, fair, no problem, on penalties as well, etc. But he'd had, say, 8, 9 yellow cards. So he said, can you come in and listen to this? And he said, yeah, of course I can. So I went in and said to the boys, I said, I got to go and see the ref a minute. So I went in and stood there, and the assessor delegate just started ripping him a new one. I went, excuse me? I said, surely we've got to be coaching the referee. Not, you know. I said, this is easy. Yeah. I said, he said, well, he could have managed all them. I said, you do know the two sides, the history of the two sides. Yeah. I said, that other team, I said, no referee will referee him. Yeah. I said, so this referee has come to referee him, and I said, he's give every card, for me, correct. I said, if anything, could have done 1, maybe 2 more. Yeah. I said, but he's done well. And he said, he's kept full control. No, he could have managed them. I said, well, obviously, I said, you haven't done you work behind the scenes by finding out about the game. Yeah. She said, this is my dressing room. I said, no, it's not. I said, it's the referee's dressing room. Yeah. And I said, I remember days, I said, when we used to coach referees, I said, it's easy to rip them apart.
Do you know the problem with our statement as well is, obviously I'm in management training now, and like, what does that mean? You should have to a youngster, what does that mean? You should have managed the situation, because they'll interpret that in whatever way their upbringing has made them interpret it.
Yeah, so
what does it mean?
Well, for me, you know, when someone says you should manage it, so you're not going to show cards, you're going to talk it, you're going to give the ball again, you're going to give the little talking to, or the severe ball, everybody sees it, you're really having a go with him, you know, and no more, and you have the hand gestures, which says you're not having it, another go. But no, for me, and
that's
and I think that assessor, and I know people are going to hear this, for me, that assessor held that against that referee on a few occasions after that, because he struggled. He struggled with some of the marks, and he used to send me his assessments. And I look at it and think, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
I said, that's my fault because I was in there, you know.
Yeah, but the thing is, if you don't respond in the way that you did, what was the point of you being in there?
Yeah.
You know?
The guy was there to nail him. You're not there to nail him. You're there, you know, you're there to really make him better.
It's like coaching, It's like coaching, developing, teaching.
You know, the coaches, you're trying to make your players better. You know, you're making your teams better.
Yeah.
You know, but you need to say, oh, you can't do that, you can't do that, you can't do that. That's easy.
Well,
we can all pick faults.
Well, I mean, referees are the same as players, aren't they? There are players that respond to a bollocking, but you have to get to know that.
Yeah.
And there are some players that will just completely go into their shell and
it's, again, and to me, that's your management, where put your hand on the shoulder, hey, next time, just, you know, you're going to, as you know this better than me, probably, you're going to change, you rip him apart and you've lost him for a while then.
Yeah.
His fucking head's down, you go, hey, but you haven't been. Next time, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And it's different.
Yeah.
You're saying the same thing, but in a different manner.
Did you,
modern day,
100%. Were there any sort of players back in the day, like Welsh League and Welsh Prem, that you used to think like, oh, I'm going to be deaf at the end of this game or something like that?
Every game you get players like that who want everything, and not just because they're talking to you and not always having a go, but it was, you know, Lee Kendall was one.
Oh yeah,
he would give it, but he would give it from, you'd be on the halfway line, think, fucking hell, Lee. and because you used to speak, you have to speak to Lee and say, he's so far away, every fucker can hear it.
Yeah.
So you've got to deal with it.
Yeah,
because
that's the problem.
Mr. Assessor in the stand.
Yeah, he's heard it. Yeah.
You know, he's just talking, not drivel, but he's just trying to get on you. And you say, right, Lee.
What about the guys who've come from the sort of pro background, the ones that are taught at a young age to manage referees? How did you find them? Because there were some famous ones like Damon Searle could do it with his eyes closed, and Christian Roberts in his brief period, I saw him walk around with referees in his pocket.
It was just the way you speak to the referees.
Like Geraint Frauen was like it. He would not be, and Dom Dwyer would famously speak very politely to referees, but constantly talking with you.
So what I say earlier, the way you speak to the referee, you're not antagonising him, you're not getting under his skin. You're speaking to him, and if someone's speaking to you, you can still run, you can still watch, and someone's talking. Yes, okay, yeah. But he's, when someone is raising their voice and having a go at you, it's different then, isn't it?
Dom had it to an art, didn't he? Because Dom will be, referee, please, can I ask you a question? But what we're finding towards the end of our time, more and more refs just going, go away. And he's like, can I ask you, I can't.
Yeah, because you take it, if a player wants to talk to you, so you're refereeing the game, player wants to talk to you, am I going to stop the game? So if I've got to keep stopping this game.
Oh yeah, stopping the game.
Yeah, not in the game.
Dom would usually be asking a question when he was about to take a free kick or something. So he's in control of when that's coming back into play. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, you're right. You can't be stopping the game all the time.
There was, talking about players or ex-pros. I remember doing Cardiff Airport. Obviously, I think it's a completely different setup now.
Yeah.
Their home game, and the game was going on, and this guy and give a free kick again. Sorry, sir. And thought nothing of it. Something else happened. Yep, sorry, sir. Oh, you fucking go taking a piss, like. Something else happened. He called me sir again. Come here. Called him over. I said, do me a favour, mate. I said, stop calling me sir. Why, sir? I said, he's taking a piss. That's all I know, sir. So what's your name? I said, Gerald Caudle. He said, that's how I speak to referees. I went,
yeah.
I said, I apologise. I said, I'm sorry. I said, you're the only one that ever says it. I said, okay, no problem. I said, I apologise.
But again, that's their upbringing in that game, isn't it?
Yeah, and I apologise.
Do you know what? When we used to, only a couple of times I came against him when he was still playing. But Damon, I used to shout at referees, give him the fucking whistle, will you? Because you just constantly
but also, players could do that. They could speak to the referee, and the referee, because he's not having a go at the referee, and some players are cute because they're watching the game as well. Like say Damon's at the back, he sees a as a foul, ref foul, because he can see it because and everyone thinks that he's refereeing the game, but he's not. He sees it.
I mean, some of the best ones, though, people that give him that, you'd say, give him the whistle, and so you just know Damon would just look at the bench and go, He just wink at you. He knows completely what he's doing. Just winking, just like.
Yeah, I thought he was good at it.
Brilliant.
I gotta say.
You've got
he was good at it.
Trundle, you know, another nice guy, passionate about the game. But you also get the other ones who said, I remember my first thing with Lee was, he said, oh, you only speak to me because of who I am. I said, I don't know who you are. He said, you know I am. I said, no, I don't. I said, I was trying to ask your name. I said, if I do, I'm pulling the card out. And off he went. You know, but it was
Fucking brilliant.
I love
just,
that.
it was just the way you speak to the players, like.
Can you ever think of anything, like, as crowds and stuff like that, anything, like, really funny shouted at you, that, like, you know, like you said, you had McCreesh laughing. Anything you've obviously ever been said to you and you've thought, you know what, I'll give you that.
Here's a story for you. Me and, you know, Minnow from Merthyr, referee Paul was on the line. I can't remember who the other assistant was. I think it was Chelsea against Cardiff City Ladies. So game's going on, and Chelsea keeper comes out of the area, arm ball, so sends it off. So the coach for Chelsea's going absolutely fucking ballistic. Goalkeeper's crying because I've shown her the red card. And it's a FA Cup game it was. So I looks across now, and Minnow has got this coach, and he's thinking, what the fuck is going on here? Yeah, and his heels are thing, and he's being dragged, and Minnow's only that high, isn't he? So he's being dragged, thinking, what the fuck? I want to see my keeper, I want to see my keeper. So no, let him go. So I'm thinking, here you go, he's going to come running up, you know, he runs straight past me, fair play. He's going with his goalkeeper. I said, off we go as well. I said, keep going. So I run over, I thought, okay, I can't have this. So I goes over to the bench, I said, right, I said, I want his name. And they said, what? I said, I want his name. I said, I'm reporting him for that. George Michaelis. You fucking...
yeah.
Said,
yeah, of course it is.
Go on. I said,
Yeah.
I said, give me his name. I said, I'll report him. George Michaelis. I'll ask him one more fucking time. I said, next name. I said, that's what's going down. George Michaelis, we told him. Oh, fuck it, George Michaelis is going down. So off he goes, he fucks off anyway. So, me and Minnow talking afterwards, fucking hell, I said, this has got to go to the English FA. I said, if they fucking appeal it, I said, we got fucking 2 or 3 days in London. I said, yeah, happy fucking days. Sky Sports on the Monday or Tuesday, they're doing the draw. Fucking watching down. I mean, I'm going to speak to the Chelsea coach. I thought, you fucking know, George Michaelis. I thought, you're taking a fucking piss. Fucking what? Fucking what? I said, no. I said, how's his fucking name? And I thought, fucking can't be right. I thought, I can't fucking believe that.
Of course, nowadays you would have had it on a sheet well in advance. And
it's just, you know, it's fucking unreal.
Do you know what? It's funny. It's funny you can't remember any either, because quite often I hear things from behind me, like from supporters and stuff, and I think, I'll give you that one. That's quite funny.
Because you get shouted at certain things, but it's like, so you don't really. Well, I never used to take it in.
Yeah.
And I'd laugh, or, you know, somebody would, if they're having a go with me and I'd run past that place, having a go with you, I said, because he's leaving you alone. And just little bits of banter like that.
Yeah.
But it never used to bother me.
So, what sort of, why finish? Because you've been finished a while and you're still not an old man now, so why finish?
As you know, I was coaching the kids from 4 or 5 years of age, and I've taken them all the way through.
Yeah, you've been very passionate about that, haven't you?
Yes. When they were playing, got up there Saturday morning, I just refereed the season before I officiated the Welsh Cup final, so which was, to me, was the biggest thing for me, and I loved it. Thoroughly enjoyed, you know, biggest thing I've ever done. And I thought, what's left for me?
Okay.
What is left?
Yeah.
And I gave it another season. And the reason I gave it another season, I remember Roger Gifford saying to me, don't be like everybody else. He said, don't finish after the cup final. I thought, okay. So I gave it another season.
What was his reasoning for sort of giving that advice?
Everybody seems to finish after a cup final, don't they? It's your swan song, it's your, you know. And I thought, okay. And he said, you ready to finish? I said, not really, but I was conscious of the kids coming to. I was passionate about it because I'd started, and then I thought, shall I? I thought, I'll give it another season. So I gave it another season, and then I said, I'm finished at Welsh Prem, at Welsh League and everything. Fair play, I think it was Airbus had gave me some stuff. My last game up north, and down, I can't remember what I'd done down here. And all the clubs were great. And then I thought, right, I can concentrate with the kids now. But then Rhydyfelin at the time, obviously because I was just a coach at this place then, Rhydyfelin at the time were going for promotion. He said, "Brian, do us a favour." He said, "We've got pitch inspections, you know." All right. He said, "You know them all." I said, "Well, all right, yeah, I'll turn up." I turned up and I remember it was Dave Wilcox and John Phillips and a few others. So he was doing all the inspections and everything and talking about football and blah, 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 as we do. And he said, "Right," he said, there was a wall had to be knocked down. I said, "Oh, well, yeah, we'll do that." So I'm saying I was only a coach here then, I was nothing else. Yeah. "We'll do that." No. Oh, fuck's sake. I said, "Come on," I said, and I knew they were guaranteed they got right. On one condition, we've passed it. It's going to be done in a fortnight. Yeah. That's brilliant. He said, "No, one condition." "Go on then. You give us another season." Fucking hell. We have another season then. Oh, fuck. So we have another season. I did do another season.
It's not cut up at all, is it?
In the
Fuck my life.
in the Alliance. We did get it done, man. We got it done on the Monday.
But I think it's a nonsense that you do.
Yeah. I remember I fucking pulled my hamstring. Oh, fuck me, of all the times I got fucking injured. And do you know what? I went to do a game, I think it was NC against someone, and I knew my hamstring was gone. Warmed up, fucked. But you know, I'd done the whole game. I got through it. I'm thinking, I shouldn't be able to do a game like this with a fucking hamstring like this.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, why am I here? Why am I here?
Yeah.
And it wasn't pushing me, it wasn't motivating me, it wasn't, you know, I liked the games which are going to be a challenge. You know, I wanted something to, you know, you've got Gareth Morgan and Gareth and Roger you've got to deal with. Okay, fine, I'll fucking do that game and I'll deal with it. It was something like, they'll be quiet, I'll get on. I had something to aim for, something to keep that game under control. The games were easy, you know, and
I know what you mean.
And I lost it because I used to keep my feet on the floor, as they say, you know, you get the Welsh Prem, and this is what I dislike at the moment with a lot of officials. They get there and they forget what's underneath. When I was a Welsh Prem referee, I dropped down and I would do the Alliance game. And the reason I would do an Alliance, or Amateur League game as it was at the time, and I'd have a free weekend, and I'd phone Dave Wilcox. So Dave, give me a game. I used to come down, because the reason I would come down, I'd have club linesmen, so I was doing it on my own. So I still had to look for the offside, I still had to do this, and it kept me down.
I know what you mean. Everyone's different in their motivations, aren't they? Because in anything I ever do, if I can't win something, I find it really tough. And winning means different things. Sometimes winning is you keep a team up, and that's success. But it's when I haven't got something. It's where like the worst seasons I reckon I put in as a manager were where we were 6th or 7th in the league. Because I'm struggling to go to training because I'm not that bothered. Like
well, with me now, obviously we won the league last year, and I get, like we touched on it earlier, where people like to have a go even from within that club, you know, and I get it. Well, he's just a referee. He's not even a fucking manager. Yeah, maybe not. But I won the under-16 league.
What does that mean?
I won the youth league. I won the fucking.
What does that even mean?
Exactly.
At what point do you qualify as a manager now?
And then you get. He's got his favourites. I said, well, how the fuck have I got my favourites? Your youth team, all your youth team boys are playing. I said, they're fucking playing. I said, because they play the fucking football. They pick the best side. You know, in my opinion, the best side. And I said, all I can say is, just look what I've done. You know, I said, I'm not trying to prove a point to anybody. I just enjoy the game. And there will be a time I think, right, I don't want to do this anymore.
But surely on that point as well, boy, you've got the whole idea is about the youth team coming through and that whole pathway and
we've got
moving through.
This has taken ages. I remember, I don't know if you ever come across Mark Gibson's or Mark and Brian Gibson's dad.
Yeah, I did,
Joey, lovely guy. You know,
I used to work with Mark 20 odd years ago. So
Joey is one of the best. He's the father you wish you could have, if you know what I mean. He's amazing.
Absolutely.
And he was chairman here, and this is why I got more involved. He was chairman here, and the club. It was that the old team had folded. So we were just languishing in the lower levels of local football. And he said, Brian, I can't give no more. He said, you're the best person to take this place forward. I said, what do you mean? I want you to be chairman.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, Joe. No, I want to be chairman.
Yeah.
I said, people don't like what I do because I'm too straight. He said, that's why I want you to be chairman.
Yeah.
All right then. So fuck it. I said, so I've done it ever since. He's done it for about 4 years. And I said, Joey, I said, what I'm going to do? I said, we're going to go as far as we can. He said, we want to get out this league. I said, I'll try. I said, I can only try. And of course, he's followed us all the way through. He's loved watching. He watches all the kids' teams coming through.
Yeah.
And for us to do it, you know, he's over the moon. And
Well, everything's here, isn't it?
Yeah,
Including a team that won their league. You've just got to get over that final hurdle.
yeah, well, fingers crossed if we do it. And there's some good sides in our division. Don't get me wrong. And I respect everybody for, you know, don't get me wrong. For 90 minutes, I want to beat them all. Like you want to win every game.
Yeah.
But afterwards, they're all great. And people say, which team do you hate? I don't hate any team. I must be weird because I didn't even hate the team. For 90 minutes, I want to beat every single one of them. Afterwards, I think a rat's ass about them. I really don't care.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't bother me. So
Yeah, that's true. So, and I know what you mean. So, have you got favourites then? I have. I got favourites in every team I've ever coached. The ones that turn up training, don't give me any shit, are always available on Saturdays and run a lot. They're my favourites.
you know, my favourites are the ones who are honest.
Yeah, well, that comes into all of that stuff.
Give
doesn't it?
everything
Do
on
you know
that
what I mean?
pitch.
Yeah.
And when I say, you fucking didn't do it all then, don't say, yeah, I did, knowing full well you didn't.
Yeah.
So they're my favourite. They're my favourites who will listen.
Yeah.
And if you tell them they've done something wrong, right, accept it.
Yeah.
Right? It's nice to have the pats on the back, like like we did as a referee, as whatever.
Yeah.
You've done well, yeah. But when you get that kick up the arse, you've got to accept that as well.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's done wrong. We all prefer the pats rather than the kick. But you've got to accept them.
But the kick gives you more benefit in the long term sometimes if you can take it in the right spirit.
So the favourites are, for me, is I want the boys who want to play football, want to respect the club that they're in, the environment that they're in, and what's provided for them. And just don't take the piss out of anybody.
Yeah.
That's all.
What did you say? 11 of your junior and youth team
there's
are
11. There's 11.
now
I think
in senior teams.
They're down to senior, and we've now got I think it's under 16s. Let me get this right now. We've got under 16s, under 13s, under 11s, 10s. We've got a girls' side here, and obviously when I got involved, I introduced a second side, and I asked a lad, because obviously I'm not sure if you work with other, if you've got a team underneath, if you work with the other coach, Barry Murphy, and he's involved, and he also coaches the under 16s as well, and he will say to me like, we're probably both sad. I speak to him every day, and I'll say, how did you get after it? Oh, we've done this. Oh, he's playing well. All right, okay. I said, oh, well, we'll do this, and we work together. But people don't see that.
No.
And
I used to have that at Cross Ceiliog. There was a real good second team manager at Cross Ceiliog, and we, if he told me someone was worthy of a go in the first team, I believed him, because again, he'd been a good player, and he was one of these that wasn't just trying to push people out of his team. But apart from that, we've never really had anyone, have we?
On the side, touch wood, I've never ever been cautioned or spoken to, and it's bad if I did. But it will happen one day, no doubt. And I remember we was doing a game, and one Barry will watch this, and we were doing a game down at Liverpool. We were playing, I say the local rivals, village rivals, Rhydyfelin on Paul. So we were down there, and so the referee was doing the game. I said, Barry's right next to me, like, where you are now? I said, ask him what that's for. So, ref, what's that for? So he said, ask him why they won on the halfway line for. So why don't we on the halfway line? So he'd answer again, the referee. I said, well, tell him, well, yeah, but what would the other one end? So you go, ref, what about the other one? I've had enough of you. Yellow card out.
Oh, you dirty bastard, Brian.
He took me and went, just be cautious. I said, fucking terrible. I said, keep shame on the club. And I still rinse him about him.
So 11 of them have come through that. Do you know what? It's funny though, isn't it? Like you say you get a bit of stick for that sometimes. Do you know how many people who've run junior teams over the last 20 years that I've encountered that have wanted that situation where they go juniors, youth, and they're still together, a lot of them in senior football, and it hardly ever happens.
Well, I remember we talked about junior football. I remember, say, we're under 7s, under 8s, and I remember we went to our presentation, and there was all the older age groups, and they were, you know, say under 10s and 11s at the time, winning everything. Not winning leagues, but, you know, they go up and say, right, we'll call up Joey Bloggs, he's come up. He's scored 122 goals, 63 assists. I'm thinking, fucking kidding me? Fucking kids football. Who keeps a record of that? You know, I mean,
No one does anymore, do they? Craig Bellamy is my age, right? Craig Bellamy once famously scored over 100 goals in 18 league games in the under-10s, because he used to be 11 aside.
yeah.
Yeah, over 100 goals in 18.
Kai Castell.
Yeah, Kai Castell, yeah.
I mean, we all got different things, you know, different ways that we coach and everything. I do enjoy the coaching. And for me, up until under 15s, I had all the players playing different positions. And one about, yeah, he's a striker. No, he's not. He'll play where I pick him.
Yeah.
And now I see the benefits now, because these boys, like, I'll play him and just say I'll put a young lad on and I'll say, right, you're going wide right. And someone say, you fucking can't play wide right. I said, he can play anywhere on that pitch. I know everywhere he can play, anywhere on that pitch, and I'll put him wide right.
Right, we need now, we need some sort of title for these lads now. So we had Fergie's fledglings, Busby's babes. We're going to have to find, so it's going to have to be Brian's babes now, isn't it?
Bambinos.
Well, listen, Brian, we can talk to you all night, but we'll end this by saying that Ben Stitful, our mate, is now a poor man's Brian James, because you went higher than him as refereeing, and you're a successful manager. He's trying to emulate what you've been doing. But we get pelted all the time of like, get a referee on, get a referee on. And to be fair, like, you know, we couldn't have asked for more really in terms of insight. So we can only thank you very much for meeting with us. And we could have been here for another 2 hours.
Oh, easy. It's terrible talk all day with football.
Absolutely, top man.
I don't wanna lose you because I can't seem to live without you on my mind. Oh, and I don't wanna lose you in this life. And I don't wanna lose you because I can't live without my battery. Yeah, you're my best.